grab your smokes. News and weather, music and jokes. See on the porch in my favorite house coat, it's the Sarah Beth Terry Show. She's a feral Christian out in the wild, the cigarette mom with a queen bee style, talking or singing about somebody you know. It's the Sarah Beth Terry, the Sarah Beth Terry, it's the Sarah Beth Terry Show. I'm Sarah Beth Terry, and you're not.
Good evening, friends. It is another beautiful day here on the porch. Today is Tuesday, June the 16th. Yes. And here are your top global and national headlines of the day. Number one, Iran nuclear agreement. President Trump and the Senate are advancing efforts to end the Iran conflict, including a narrow Senate vote and ongoing negotiations. The FBI disrupted an alleged extremist plot to attack a UFC event on the White House South Lawn using explosive-laden drones. So thank goodness that the FBI thwarted that. President Trump utilized the Defense Production Act to relieve supply constraints in the U.S. weapons and munitions manufacturing. There's a health secretary quarantine. Health and Human Services Secretary RFK Jr. controversially ordered a passenger exposed to hantavirus on a cruise to remain quarantined against her will. Don't go on boats. Why in the world anybody would pay their hard-earned cash to be in a cesspool of virus for 6 days on the mighty blue ocean is beyond me. There's better ways to spend your money than with 3,000 strangers on a boat with recirculated air. Wonder why we're sick. Wonder why people get sick on the cruises. Just, it's weird. Anyway, the DOJ and XAI, the Department of Justice, requested the dismissal of an air pollution lawsuit against Elon Musk's XAI data center. It's according to U.S. News and World. Okay, business and tech today. Rivian job cuts. EV manufacturer Rivian announced hundreds of job layoffs shortly after debuting its new R2 SUV. So that's exciting. Yum Brands is selling the Pizza Hut chain to a private equity firm, Long Range Capital, in Yum, China for $2.7 billion. Billion. That's a lot of personal pan pizzas. Fed policy shifts. The Federal Reserve is signaling a hawkish adjustment to its economic outlook, tightening parameters for monetary policy. New sheriff in town, friends. So, in crimes and trials this week, the insurance CEO murder. Y'all remember this? Luigi Mangione? The suspect accused of fatally shooting a health insurance executive in Manhattan is preparing for a key court hearing ahead of his trial this week. And in the Manhattan subway stabbing, New York authorities remain on high alert as the subway slashing trial gets underway this week. In world and international news, the Israel-Lebanon border, Israel's U.S. ambassador stated that Israel will not withdraw from South Lebanon despite ongoing Trump administration peace initiatives. Israel's going to keep effing around, and they're going to find out. Sweden immigration policy, this is in the news. Sweden passed a new good behavior law designed to deport immigrants who violate civic standards. We need that law. If you can't act right, go home. He worked in high school. He worked in college.
Suspended.
If you can't act right, you have to go home. So Sweden has now finished it. The good behavior law. So, there was an incident in Colombia. A U.S. citizen was released without charges after initial social media accusations of abuse in Colombia. That was on CBS News earlier. Sports and entertainment, World Cup chaos. The ongoing Soccer World Cup has seen significant early tournament controversies with red card chaos and political tensions surrounding the Iranian squad. Imagine that. The U.S. Open in golf, golfer Scottie Scheffler is preparing to launch his bid for a career Grand Slam at the U.S. Open. So, excitement. Celebrity marriage confirmed. Actor Tom Holland officially confirmed that he secretly married Zendaya after months of fan speculation. And also, the living and leaving Bunny and Jelly Roll are getting a divorce. That's all I have to say about that. Stanley Cup coach departure. A major NHL team parted ways with its head coach immediately following a playoff elimination. If you watch hockey, then you know who it is. I don't, so I don't. That's all it tell me. In health and environmental news, there's a North California tragedy. 2 college students from Fremont, California tragically died after being swept out to sea by a rogue wave in Santa Cruz earlier. So scary. The plague fatality. Authorities are reporting a plague-related death in northern Arizona. Speaking of Arizona, has anybody heard about Nancy Guthrie? Shouldn't that be wrapping up soon? Seems like I asked ChatGPT when they found her back in January, and they said it was in June of 2026. So no news on Nancy. All right. A medication recall. An antidepressant was officially recalled by the FDA due to the presence of a potentially cancer-causing impurity. Imagine that. Pills being bad for you. That's the news. That's all I know. In Sarah Beth Terry land today, I cried like a baby because my favoriteest chicken besides Leonard, I have 2 favorite chickens. I have Leonard, the little Baney rooster, and I had Fuzzy Football, the little Silky, the little Baney Silky, and they were boyfriend and girlfriend. And I've noticed the past 3 or 4 days that Fuzzy Football wasn't feeling the best. She's just kind of been dazed over in the corner by herself. So today I couldn't find her. I let her out this morning. She was fine. She's 8. And then I couldn't find her. And I couldn't find her, and I couldn't find her, and I couldn't find her. And I went out and looked in the ground one more time, and I saw one little foot sticking up. The turkeys had completely stomped her into the mud when she passed. Turkeys will bury their dead. But I cried like a baby over that, and then I decided that I was done looking at that awful cinder block mess that looks like a bunch of white trash chickens live in my coop. So I went to the Home Depot, and I got some field dirt, and I got some basil. And I'm trying to make the front of my coop look pretty. And tomorrow, my goal is to go to the Goodwills in the area and to do the basket arch over my coop door. So, anyway, I've cried about Fuzzy Football all day. I don't know if she got coccidiosis. I don't know if she got bit by a snake. She just gave up. I don't know. I loved that chicken so much. She always came when she was cold. I'd always say, "Come here, little Fuzzy Football." And she'd come running over to me real quick. So between having to hear from my ex-husband yesterday and having to deal with somebody blatantly insulting me this morning on the phone at 7 a.m. and took up 2.5 hours of my godforsaken time. They're really interested in the Feral Christian podcast, and they wanted to host it on their TV show and on their TV channel. I was like, that's awesome. I'd love to be on TV. I think it'd be great. And they said, yeah, it's going to be $250 an episode. And I was like, that's really not a lot to get paid for what I do. But they said, no, you pay us. And I was like, what? Why would I pay you when I have my own Facebook page and my own porch and people come and hang out with me all the time? Why would I pay you for that? You should pay me for that. We have almost 1,000 people that watch us. There's almost 1,000 people at the Goodwill today. This goes back to what we were talking about earlier. If Joe Rogan calls and says, be on my podcast, I'm on the way. If Theo Vaughn calls, on the way. Kathleen Madigan, Roseanne Barr, Ron White, whoever, I'm on the way. Because they have a huge audience that's bigger than mine. This is now the 6th call from podcasts, quote unquote, that I've got this week that have less than 1,000 listeners. I'm like, that's not a podcast, that's Facebook page. Which is fine, I have a Facebook page as well. But please don't contact me at 7 o'clock in the morning under the pretense that you can help me. All that lit me up this morning. All I wanted to do was go to the Cato and return the clothes I got yesterday because one of them didn't fit, and I didn't like the skirt that I picked out to go with that shirt because it didn't fit. So I'm getting ready to walk out the door, and I get a phone call from an unknown number. Then I get 9 text messages from the same number. I'm like, this might be something important. And then I answered the phone call and talked, and we got along great. And then that last little Billy Graham pull a switcheroo on you. I was like, I can't afford. I mean, I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul to pay for chicken feet. Like, I ain't got $250 an episode for somebody to put it on their TV station. Not when it's free on Facebook. It's a lot like those tours that they used to kick off in the early 2000s. You can open for Carrie Underwood, it only cost you $10,000. You can open for Taylor Swift, it only cost you $50,000. You can open for Blake Shelton, it only cost you $100,000. I'm not paying to play. You're missing the point of why I'm doing this for a living. A living. Not a good one, but still. Working on it. So me and God had a long talk about fuzzy football today, and then me and God had a long talk about what herbs I can put in my garden to make it smell better, because the chickens have absolutely torn up the run where it has rained for 4 days. So tomorrow I get to mow, weed eat, plant the last hosta, find a place for that citronella plant that's not doing well. I think it's got too much sun. I'm going to have to yank it over here into the shade a little bit. And I'm really thinking about doing a basket archway into my coop. Wouldn't that be cute? Anyway, we did announce the show in Camden, Tennessee today, and my friend Erica Nicole is going to be opening up for me. So if you do not have tickets yet, those are on the website. So, and if you want us to come to your neck of the woods and you don't see me on the schedule near you, then call someplace near you and say you want everybody to play here. Fairly simple. I think Sean's going to go to Little Sneezers. I'm kind of in the mood for some Little Sneezers. Got 3 loads of laundry done. I loaded the dishwasher. I had on hair and makeup and a skirt and heels today. I'm sorry you missed it. And then I came home hot as the hinges of hell. And I put on a t-shirt and shorts and started working in the yard. And my eyelashes fell off and I had to put my hair up with an ink pen. And that's as far as we are. It's an ink pen. Thank you, Joyce. I thought they said it thrived in sun, and I'm telling you, it just does not look good. So I think I'm going to have to yank it back over here in the shade and give it indirect sunlight, or else it's going to die. My papasan planter's doing really well, and my sweet potato vine is starting to spill over the edges, so that's exciting. All my roses have bloomed at least once. And my bee balm is every bit waist high, and I got big old purple balls on them, so I'm pretty excited about that. Because I got those in little tiny planters, like back in April, and now they're like huge. Lavender I would, but it gives me the headache. And my chickens aren't out in the yard. My chickens are in the run, so they can't get to my plants. But they still have made a mess in their run. Oh, hello in Australia. I'm sorry that it's freezing right now. It's about 65 here. Hello from Boston. Hello, Dee Dee. I've never been to Boston. Find me a place to play. I think it just went into shock where I transplanted it into a bigger planter the other day. And I think it's getting too much sun and it's drying out that new dirt. So I'm going to have to move it into the shade until it acclimates. I was going to do a basket arch over my carport door, because that's our main entrance to our house. Nobody ever goes to the front door unless you're delivering food or you don't know where you're new here. When everybody comes in on the carport. And I thought, well, that's a lot of spiders and shit. So if I put it down there around my coop door. Hey, Hawken Hills, know how I've been there. It's pretty up there. Hello in Texas. Hello in Oklahoma. How are you? So tonight I am going to stretch out on the couch, eat a little pizza, probably watch some Parks and Rec, and come out with phase 2 of what I want to do next to this backyard. I need 10 more bags of topsoil. And I need some staples from a staple gun. Yep. Oh, and if you live in the Taze Valley region, roses are half price at the Home Depot right now. Yeah. My tomatoes are huge. I mean, my tomatoes are like shoulder right now, and I'm pinching off all the suckers and cloning, and I'm pinching off all the leaves that don't need it. So I've got about 60 tomatoes right now, but they're all little bitty. Yeah. And I have 1 jalapeno. One. We're going to make salsa. Hello in Ohio. Hello in Orlando. Hello in Kansas. Hello in Iowa. I love how everybody's reporting with the weather where they are. That's awesome. It's like Al Roker on Facebook. So this weekend, we have a show in Bellington, West Virginia on Saturday night at the E3 Music Club and Venue. So we're really excited about that. So come and see us. And then I'm home for a very short time. Still have 4th of July open in case they call me for the 250. But if they don't call by the next week or so, I will be open the 4th of July if you want us to come and play where you are. We'll come play parties, houseboats, marinas, backyards, front porches, back decks, whatever. Inez, Vanita, I'll be there August the 1st for the Appalachian Artist Festival. I'm headlining that show, so make sure you come down and have us fun. Okay, say hi. See, Stephanie, I've never been to Boston either. I think they'd be awesome. Tina, stop at the Home Depot. Azaleas and roses are half price. Now you know. And I hope that you get to come to the Fix in August when we come back to North Carolina. We'll be in Sapphire, western side of the state. We're excited about it. Cynthia, I've almost got all my daylilies planted that you gave me. Let's go like 4 more. I've just been... Anyway. So, Sean's like, you're going to keep on until I won't have nothing to mow. I'm like, that's the point. You'll just have to go out there with a weed eater. And my cat loves it. Oh, my cat loves it. He runs through it like he's in a jungle. He's like, I'm behind the lilacs. Now I'm behind the rose bush. Now I'm behind the gardenias. And I'm like, we can still see, though, because those haven't filled out. Hello in Colorado. Hello in Charleston. I'd like to come down that way. I'd like to go to Folly Beach or the Isle of Palms. I've read about it in all the Dorothea Benton Frank books, and I want to go. So find me a place to play. Ain't Windjammers down there somewhere? It's a big old country music place. I could play there. Why not? Hey, Marlene. Good to see you. It's 92 damn hot degrees in Spokane. Good Lord, it's 90 in Spokane. I want some fried okra too, Charles. But alas, I didn't grow any this year, so I'm going to have to buy some at the farm stand and then throw it into some cornmeal and throw it into the cast iron. Flint, Michigan, where the water's hard. Hey, we just turn ours into moonshine. So we get it. You got to boil it. And then we thought, well, we might as well add corn and then add sugar while we're here. Gas is $3.48 in North Carolina where Cynthia is. She found Vinca coming up today. Vinca Vine or Vinca Flowers, because there's 2 different ones. I'm ahead of you, Steve. I already got 4 catnips out here. See. Louisiana, I will be there May the 1st of 2027 to headline Mayfest in Leesville, Louisiana. So make sure that you go ahead and mark it on your calendar. But if you want us to come play somewhere in Louisiana in the meantime, holler at your girl. Alabama, what's up? See? So, find me a place to play. And if you don't have a place to play, be like, hey, wait a minute, I got a backyard. We're playing like 6 private parties coming up, so I'm pretty excited about it. Vicki, why don't you brag about your 2 zucchinis? I have 1 little bloom on my zucchini. That's it. And if the raccoon doesn't eat it, we might have a chance. I can't get over the fact that Fuzzy Football died. Oh, y'all don't know. I mean, the rest of them, I know that they're all God's creatures and whatnot, but I walked in the coop tonight like, I might can. I've never been great at it. I'm terrified of botulism, so I don't can tomatoes. I usually just eat the far out of them. See, Janet, you be my boots on the ground. Call them people and be like, hey, listen, what would it take for us to get Sarah Beth Terry down here to play? So, are you interested in going to the VFW in Cleveland, Tennessee? Always. Did you know that my great-grandparents are from Cleveland, Tennessee? The Higgins and the Hickses. And the Renfros. But anyway, yeah. Cleveland, Tennessee. I wrote a song about it. Sorry. You pulled a 15-inch cucumber today. Are we still talking about gardening, Cynthia? Am I going to be in Virginia? Not unless you book me. I have no plans so far. Thank you, Andrew. Good to see you. Hello, Leoncey. Bill said he'll come help me learn to can. I probably could do it. I'm pretty good at canning stuff that ain't tomatoes. I'm good at lilac jam. My lilac jelly is to beat all, and I didn't have enough lilacs this year to make it, but I planted 4 bushes, which means an extra I should. And then I've got 2 big garden boxes full of tomatoes and 2 big garden boxes full of peppers. And I got some zucchini, and I got some squash, and I got some cucumber, and I got some chives. And a shit ton of flowers. Bee balm, daylilies, lilacs, gardenias, rose bushes. I know. Sweet potato vine, geraniums, vinca, zinnia. What else is out there? Hibiscus tree, mint, lemon balm, catnip, basil. A lot of stuff. And when I finally get it the way I want it, I'm going to do a little video tour and be like, this is what my garden looks like. Because it's not fair that I have to enjoy it by myself. But my eyes are itching. I think that I'm allergic to that eyelash glue I had on earlier. Look how swell my eyes are. Look at that. Look how swell my eyelids is. I don't like that at all. Ugh. Cindy's been making sourdough. I couldn't get into it. That's when I started raising chickens. I was like, if I'm going to have to name something, it might as well talk back. This is my sourdough starter, Fred. I'm like, this is my chicken, Leonard. Chicken in the bread pan, picking out dough. Hello, Shannon. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Makes me happy. The mimosas are heavy and full bloom, and that's nature's antidepressant. If you make a tincture out of it, them little pink blooms, it calms you back down. Also smells heavenly. How's the hydrangea? Still holding on. We'll see. These are not the great big ones. These are the ones that are only supposed to get like 2 to 3 foot, like little, like shrubbery hydrangeas. So I've got one in the middle of the yard where Tom dug a big hole. And then I got one down there by my climbing Don Juan rose bush. I love mint and basil because it'll spread out. And also it keeps mice away from the chicken coop. And where I have corn and it's been raining, all them little field mice are having a heyday in my chicken coop. I'm going to smoke this last cigarette, and then I'm going to send Sean Darling to the little sneezers, because if he don't go soon, they're going to close, because it is a Tuesday. I want a garden like mine when I grow up too, Sierra. It's never done. It's never done. I would love to come to South Carolina. Leanna Sue found a Rose of Sharon in the fence row. Listen, last year at Tractor Supply, they had 90% off of their greenhouse. So I bought every Rose of Sharon that they had for like $2.30 a piece. So I planted a ton of them, and only like 6 of them come up. But, you know, it evens out. Shauna's grilling pork tenderloin and zucchini. That sounds good. Hey, Christina. So, anyway, tomorrow is Wednesday, which means that I'm going to get up and, of course, feed my chickens and feed my turkey and feed my dog and my cat. And then I'll get dressed, and I might do an outfit of the day if you're lucky. And then I get to go over to the Home Depot and sweet talk with them little sweet boys that's like 20 years old to load up 10 more bags of topsoil for me and put it in my Pathfinder so I can finish out leveling that up. Sean said I should wait till it rains, but I don't want to wait till it rains. It'll be a muddy mess. I'd rather go ahead and tamp it down a little bit. Dandelion tea is very healthy for you, and it's good for your heart. Everything the anchor holds? Not in a really long time. So, now I'm on the hunt for baskets. Doesn't matter what kind of baskets, cheap baskets. Because I'm making a basket arch to go over my door of my coop. I don't do a lot of Temu, mostly because all that shit's made overseas and I like American made. And also, I'm all about instant gratification. If I can't have it now, I don't want it. Hell with 2-day Prime, hell with 2-week shipping. If I want something, I'm going to the Walmart or the Home Depot or the Dollar General or the Goodwill or the Restore, and I'm going to buy it right then. I like waiting. So. But some people swear by Temu. I'm not big on it. To each their own. So, no matter what I do, I still got dirt under my fingernails. No matter what I do, my feet are probably still going to be rough and dirty because I go around barefoot all summer long. So even when I wash my feet, the soles of my feet are still black. I could be a Tar Heel. My chickens are all put to bed. I planted a hosta, I planted a hydrangea, I planted 2 rose bushes today, 2 basils, 2 bee balms, 2 spearmints. That's all I planted today. I still need to put a lily in the ground, a hosta in the ground, and a citronella somewhere. Yep. I don't know who I'm doing this for. I do it for me. I do it for my dopamine. I enjoy it. And I'm kind of at the point now, like, I've heard my mother, I was talking to Sean about this earlier, I've heard my mother bitch for 30 years that that house is too much to clean, that she was glad she had it when me and Dylan were growing up, but now that her and Dad are there by themselves, it's way too much to keep up with, and if she had to do it all over again, she'd build a little tiny house, and she'd get rid of all that stuff, and I'm like, I'm 42 years old. I'm going to have this house paid off within the next 5 years. Within the next 5 years, I will be completely out of debt. I have my house paid off, my car paid off, and everything else will be about paid off, including credit cards and whatnot. Why wouldn't I invest into a home that I already love? So what if it's mine and Sean's first home together? Actually, our camper was our first home together. But I'm in love with our little backyard. I'm in love with our little tiny house. No, you're never going to have the perfect neighbors that you want. No, you're never going to have the perfect town that you want. No, you're never going to have the perfect government running that town because it's St. Mayberry. So I'm going to protect my little quarter acre of heaven and just make it mine. You know, I need to go through and decide what I actually want to keep and what I want to get rid of. I want to put some shelves up. I want to put a different backsplash up in the kitchen and in the bathroom. I want to fix my porch. You know, like little, like if we're going to be here, I want to make it like what I want it to be. Does that make sense? So I'm a maximalist and I'm also a goldfish. I will go to the bowl that you put me in. No matter what kind of bowl you put me in, I will fill it up. But my collection is very curated. So if you ever come to my house, you come to my porch, you're just going to have a lot of stuff to look at. And you're going to be like, there's so much stuff, but it all makes sense. So Susan probably not for a very long time because I'm on the road constantly and she's in a different state. So I probably won't be able to do many shows with other people unless they're in the same place at the same time that I am. See, there you go. You get it, Sherry. You're still in your quote-unquote starter home. I'm like, what's wrong with staying put? You know, why not make it the way I want to make it? Why not make it mine and Sean's? Like, we kind of just made it work for the year that we've been here, but now I'm like, I want to put crown molding up, and I want to do a different back door, and I want to put a different porch down, and, you know, like, I spend 90% of my time outside anyway. I'm either on the porch or in the backyard. The house should stay clean, honestly, because I'm never inside. But it doesn't. So I'm working on getting my house on autopilot. That way that I can work outside in the yard. I got to go and get a bag of coffee grounds tomorrow at the Rural King because the smell from it raining this week is about to kill me. A chicken yard in springtime when it's pouring the rain, there's nothing you can do about it. But what does help is lime and pine pellets and coffee grounds from the Rural King. So I'll probably go get some of those tomorrow. Matter of fact, Sean's got some errands to run tomorrow morning, so I might get up when he gets up and just start on this end of town. And just hit every Goodwill between here and Charleston, including the outlet, and be like, okay, now let's do the basket arch for $15. Because I've already got the zip ties. I've already got the chicken wire. I've already got the idea of what I want to do. I just need to go pick up, like, baskets. So what's the color this week at Goodwill? And I'll just go get baskets for dirt cheap. Yes, Lisa, I enjoy cooking. I wrote a cookbook. I've been a 4-star chef in several restaurants. I know how to cook anything Louisiana, anything Southern comfort food, anything dessert, or anything Italian. Other than that, I don't know how to make it. I've never had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in my life, and I won't eat meatloaf. Don't care how good it is. It freaks me out. I also won't do coconut. It's a texture thing. So I'm very, very lucky that I have a husband who dreams with me. Like, he got in the car and went with me to the Home Depot today. And I was like, I need field dirt and some bricks. He's like, okay. In this day and age, I don't want to be in debt when I'm 65 years old and fixing to retire. I want to be like, I own this house. And if I want to knock out the back wall and add a sunroom, then I can. I want, when you walk into my backyard, to be like, this is the secret garden from that one movie when we were all kids. I want you to walk through and be like, is this a door that goes nowhere? How whimsical this is. I just want you to be just, you could spend all day in my backyard. Does that make sense? Like, that's what I want it to be. I want it to be that kind of feeling. But poor little Sean, he's like, stop adding things to our yard. I'm like, I can't. Turns out there's a bacteria in topsoil that gives you the same dopamine effect that Prozac does. This is true. Look it up. So when you have dirt under your fingernails and you're just like, oh, I love it. It's scientific. It's a nana. I also want to paint. Sean's a little concerned about that because I'm not a painter. I'm not that kind of artist. But I'm pretty good at tracing. I want to do, okay, my coop is made out of pallets. And when we sided it, we shingled it with little pallet wood. Like, we just sawed it all into little, like, strips. And now it's just like a ton of shingles. So I want to take all different colors paint and paint each one of those shingles. And I want to call it the Coop of Many Colors. Right now it's just the Chicken Chapel. But also I just want to finish my pathway and, like, make it look cohesive. Like, that's where I'm at. Once I get everything planted and I get everything tampered down and I get all my stuff laid, then I can mulch and stone it and be done. And then I can just enjoy it. So, that's where I'm at. Technically, I guess my husband's the landlord because he owned this place before I got here. So if I'm real sweet to him, maybe he'll fix stuff for me. Sean, darling. Oh, what's in my cookbook? It's just Sarah Beth's recipes, and I only made like 20 of them. So we may have to put another issue out on my website. I never thought about that. I should do a second edition of my cookbook and add stuff to it. Why not? It's not like I'm doing anything else. That's me. I am on my porch, and my cardio is junking. I like to junk. And I was thinking about this the other day. I think that we should have an in-person meetup for the Feral Christian Bible Study. I think we should, like, once a month, have it in person somewhere, like live somewhere. That way that you could come to. Everybody just have dinner on the grounds and we'll just go. Be somewhere different once a month. Just think about that. So, I have a show Saturday, which means I need to get the car loaded up and my set list done and all my merch gathered by Friday. Sean's got some errands to run tomorrow, and I'm making him go to the doctor because he's not felt good. I'm like, while you're out and about, just swing by the VA and be like, check me out, make sure I ain't got, like, the sinus infections or something, you know. This weather's been crazy, and it's made him all stopped up. Yes, I agree, Janie. We need fat girl sizes in the T-shirts, and they are coming. We had to do one at a time. Our website the other night was acting crazy. It's like, you can just upload one thing at a time. I was like, why? I'm a big old girl. There will be big girl sizes. Do not worry. So, that's all I know. What is it that y'all would like to see from me? So, like the cookbook, I could do a cookbook. I'm working on some new merch. We're working on a new show to go with the new album. So that's slowly but surely. Should I do gardening videos? So should I just set my camera up out there while I'm working in the yard and y'all just talk to me? Or sorry, I had a cuticle release. You know, what do y'all want? Should we do a Bible study out in the backyard this week so you can see the flowers? You know, what would you like to see? Because, I mean, I'm on the porch for y'all. We don't have to just be on the porch. Cooking videos. All right. We can do some cooking videos. Why not? That was the porch light. Did you see that? And God said. I mean, it's not just me sitting on the porch smoking cigarettes. I know that's what it seems like, but I do other things too. So, that will be on our agenda. I will just take you with me when I go places and be like, this is what we're doing today. Tomorrow I may show you the garden. I may get out there while I'm working and just set y'all up and be like, here's our live today. Now you can see the garden. I don't know, I have all kinds of dreams, and it takes money to have those kinds of dreams, so that's why I need to book more shows. So, book me so I can buy more flowers. Please. And thank you. I'm really excited. I've worked really hard on my garden. I don't have a picture of it. See, there's my little basil basket out there in the yard by my prayer desk. And it's dark now, so you can't see all this stuff. So if you're walking through, or this was before I planted the rest of the stuff up. That's when the papasan was just brand new. So that's when I made that planter into, or that chair into a planter. There's my chicken chapel. I got to go out there and roll up my tarps. It rained last week, so I had them over my porch furniture. There's my red masterpiece rose. There's my lilac bush. There's our little coffee area. There's the Copacabana with the swing. I got to put the roof on that. There's a bed. I know there's a bed. There's the coop. There's a little tiny barn. There's the dog. So, anyway. I'm learning how to do it. But I want to show you how big my damn mint's getting. I mean, good Lord. Look at that mint. It's getting ridiculous. So I'll have to, take you out there in real life tomorrow. So that'll be our goal. We'll hang out together. It's just been a rough couple of days. But I'm trying to keep my head up. And I'm trying to stay positive. But in the meantime. Oh, I was born on August the 13th, 1983. I'm a dyed-in-the-wool Leo. I was born on a Saturday under a full moon. Thank you for liking my chair planner. Just it goes to show that one man's junk can be my planner. Curb alert. So, tomorrow, if you'd like to meet up in the Taze Valley region and have coffee and go junk with me, then send me a message. We'll make a day of it. Junking's more fun when you do it with friends. So, I'm just wanting my whole world to be magical. I want the outside of my world to look like the inside of my head. I just feel like there's so much. And I'm just taking tiny little corners at a time and just redoing them. So, this week's corner is in front of the chicken coop. And I had 3 cinder blocks, and they were just kind of... And every time I got on in the morning, I'm like, I'm going to break my ankle. So today I was like, I'm done with this. So I went and bought 15 bags of topsoil, and I bought some herbs that deter rodents, and I tempered it down, and I planted my herbs, and now I have to buy a little bit more topsoil, and I bought a couple of stepping stones to put between me and the coop, obviously. So, did I hear about Jelly Roll and his wife? You mean his soon-to-be ex-wife? Yes, I did. We'll do a Bible study in the garden this week. Why not? Be fun. But I did want to get on here and talk to you and see what you was doing today since it is Tuesday. I'm going to go get me a little Sneezer's pizza and some of that crazy bread. And I might get some of that jalapeno cheddar dip because it's awfully good on the cheesy bread. And I know that's a lot of cheese. And I'm going to have to take probably a fleet enema. Because I am going to be stopped up like a cork in a bottle. But anyway. Listen, that's how we'll go junking. Get me a gig. And then the next day, we'll all get up and we'll go junk together. And then I'll have to rent a U-Haul to come home because I buy too much junk. Help me help you. I love it. Stephanie, you get it. I hope Mint takes over the whole garden and she don't even have to mow. I love it. We can go junking with people from shows. Exactly. Everybody on their way in, just be like, drop a pin where you see a good junk store, and then tomorrow we all get up and check out of our hotels, and we have our continental breakfast, then we'll all pack up and go junk for 2 or 3 hours before I have to go home. Not before. That'll wear me out, Amy. I got to go after. What rodent deterrent plans actually work? So far, in my experience, basil, spearmint, lavender, rosemary, anything that's really strongly aromatic. Marigolds also work, citronella, things that are really strong. So that's what I'm doing because I have outdoor pets and I don't want to use any kind of rat poison in fear of it hurting my chickens, my dog, or my cat. That's what I know. I know that my hair's not doing good things, and I wish that I could find a hairdresser in the Taze Valley region that would do a body perm so it wouldn't do this at the end of the night and just turn into a fuzzball. But alas, I went hunting today and searching, and I didn't find one. So maybe tomorrow. I'm still kind of new in town. I don't really know anybody. And I don't leave the house unless I go junk or go to Tractor Supply or the Rural King. Pretty much that's it. I know, Cheryl. I'm hoping that it does. I want it just to, like, take off where I've got it planted and just, like, do it. Do it to it. I don't care. That's what I know. But in the meantime, friends, I love you, and I'm glad that you joined me on the porch tonight. If you're brand new, we will teach you the handshake later. If you're a repeat offender, welcome back. Sing the theme song. Y'all know it. It's lightning bug. So, all right, friends, keep your Bibles open and your powder dry on your head on swivel because people are acting crazy. Be nice to old people, animals, and children. Try to love your neighbor if you can't give it to God because he loves you and I do too. There's nothing that you can do about it. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for being a part of it. Thanks for listening to my music. Thank you for sharing me with a friend. Thank you for liking the page so you can hang out with us on the porch. Just thanks. Thanks for being cool. Appreciate it. And remember, friends, until the next time we see each other, I'm Sarah Beth Terry, and you're not. Bye.